After reading this book, three things stand out, clear as day. Elon Musk is a genius. Elon Musk is a disruptor. And Elon Musk is insane. No, it's written right here in the foreword. Insane. It's the complexity of his character, the triumphs, the flaws, the scars that make him so intriguing, so difficult to label. What drives a man to dream of Mars, to risk everything to build rockets, cars, and satellites that rewrite the rules? Is it a desire to prove the world wrong, to show the bullies that he can't be silenced? Or is it something deeper? A relentless belief that the world and humanity itself can be better. Today, we learn business lessons from the life and times of Elon Musk in this business documentary. But it is chapter 2 that is more intriguing, that even after this book was published, Elon Musk has had 6 notable disruptions that will shape the future of the multi-planetaries. This includes the Starlink internet that is giving Safaricom sleepless nights. Watch till the end, and I can bet your mind will be blown out.
Welcome to the unveiling of untold history documentaries, mastering classes in business management, and sparking insights through money dialogues. This is JephKafka TV, where you discover untold business histories, master the art of management, and ignite money conversations that matter.
Imagine a small boy, frail and different, sitting quietly in a classroom where no one seems to understand him. He is on the autism spectrum, a world apart from the others. But the teachers can't see it. They don't see the confusion in his eyes, or the isolation he feels, not just from his classmates, but from the world itself. And so he becomes a target. Every day, the bullies find him, calling him names, shoving him around, and taking his lunch. Not to eat it, but to slap his face with it. It is not just physical pain they cause, but something deeper, something that cuts at the very essence of who he is. And when he gets home, covered in the breezes of the day, he turns to his father, the one person he believes will protect him. "Dad," he says, "the bullies, they hurt me," showing the scars on his elbows and the knees. He's hoping for comfort, for reassurance from his dad. But instead, his father tells him to stand still. He tells him to look at him. And then, in a voice that echoes like a hammer, he says, "It is your fault that they bully you. They are right about you. You are stupid. You are an idiot." The words come like punches over and over. They crush the boy's spirit until the emotional wounds are deeper than the bruises that he had. He stands there, silent, trembling, as the weight of his father's words crushes him for 2 long hours. That boy was Elon Musk. And it makes me wonder, was that the spark that ignited an aspiring superhero, someone driven to fight against the dark forces of the world? Now that he's grown, now that he has, in a sense, his own superpowers, the question lingers. Will he become the hero who changes the world, or the villain? Elon Musk's story begins far from him sitting second on the Forbes billionaires list. It begins in the rugged, sun-drenched landscapes of South Africa, a country as complex and driven by contrast as Musk himself would later become. Born in Pretoria, 1971, he was a quiet, introverted boy, often lost in his own world, one that revolved around space, technology, and dreams that seemed impossibly vast. From a young age, Musk's mind worked differently, capturing the curiosity of adults who noticed how he would become completely absorbed in the pages of a book or the inner workings of a machine. He devoured encyclopedias, sci-fi novels, and computer manuals, immersing himself in the wonders of technology and the boundless mysteries of space. By age 10, he had taught himself how to code. Okay, he had first gone to school, but he found out that he knew more than the teacher. And this begs me to ask the question, is school, or rather passing exams, a good measure of intelligence? Because high IQ students often approach problems from unique perspectives. They might interpret exam questions differently, offering answers that are technically correct or insightful, but do not align with the expected answer. Teachers who do not fully understand these interpretations mark these answers as wrong. School, however, was brutal for Elon Musk. Musk was often the target of bullying, enduring physical and emotional hardships that tested his resolve and drove him further into his own thoughts. In those years, he learned to live within a dual world, the harsh realities of daily life and the escapist, expansive universe he was building in his mind. It was as though he had to develop a kind of resilience that would later serve him in the face of the world's skepticism and doubt. Musk learned that he couldn't rely on anyone to protect him. He would have to forge his own path, a trait that would come to define him as he took on industries that seemed impossible to disrupt. In the background, South Africa's social-political landscape, one of divisions, struggle, and change, added another layer to Musk's character. He grew up amid apartheid, witnessing the brutal inequalities and tensions that pervaded society. Musk's experience in that charged environment would foster an unspoken resolve to break down boundaries, to challenge the status quo, and to create a world that was bigger, fairer, and more connected. When Musk left South Africa at the age of 17, he carried with him not only a dream, but a compulsion, a relentless drive to change the world in ways that few could understand. His early life was marked by the formation of two core beliefs: that no challenge was too great, that he alone could chart his destiny. In the years that would follow, Elon Musk would set out to disrupt not just one industry, but entire paradigms. And the quiet, self-contained boy who once wandered through Pretoria with his head full of stars would grow up to build a future that redefined what was possible. Though he attended Queen's University in Canada and later transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, where he earned degrees in both physics and economics, Musk has often described his learning style as intense and highly self-motivated. "I was raised by books," he once said. underscoring his solitary, almost desperate thirst for understanding the mechanics of the universe. Musk's education was shaped by a need to equip himself with the tools to realize ideas he felt compelled to pursue. Ideas that, even back then, were far larger than himself. In a revealing moment he shared, "I don't have a high tolerance for the usual way of doing things." A hint of the drive that would propel him to drop out of Stanford's PhD program after just 2 days of enrolling, feeling that he couldn't waste any more time not working directly on problems that mattered to him. For Musk, knowledge was less about credentials and more about what was important. And this leads us to lesson number 1 from Elon Musk. Study business in some way or form. If you want to succeed as an entrepreneur, make it a priority to understand the fundamentals of business. Business drive every industry and impact every corner of our lives. Those who truly drive are the ones who grasp the principles of how businesses operate, no matter their field. Elon Musk put it best when he said, "I was concerned that if I didn't study business, I'd be forced to work for someone who did." He was an engineer, but he studied economics. Think of it this way. Learning business gives you the power to shape your future, make strategic decisions, and lead people confidently. Whether you're first an engineer, a bricklayer, a doctor, a designer, etc. Start with the essentials. Understand financial basics, bookkeeping, market dynamics, human resource management, etc. Learn how to build strong teams. Learn how businesses work. The more you know, the more control you'll have over your success, allowing you to carve out your own path rather than follow someone else's. When Elon Musk first landed in Silicon Valley, he was just another immigrant with a head full of ideas and a heart fueled by the relentless beat of ambition. The money he brought with him was scant, barely enough to keep him afloat. But for Musk, it wasn't just about survival. It was about pushing boundaries and finding the next frontier. His first company, it's Zip2 Corporation, back in 1996. So basically what he was doing, developed online city guides for newspapers, offering maps, directions, business listings, etc. And he operated it for like 3 years. Determined and unwavering, he partnered with his brother Kimball to start Zip2, a company that would map and guide people through a rapidly evolving digital world. The brothers worked side by side, fueled by a shared vision, the energy that comes from walking a path, and though they considered it treacherous, they had each other's company. It was a tumultuous ride. The struggle to fund and grow Zip2 was constant, with investors scrutinizing his every decision, his every move. Yet, Elon Musk held on, challenging every obstacle with the same intensity that had kept him going through his childhood struggles. He pushed against the limits set by the board members and backers, even when they threatened to strip him of control of the company. In the end, he sold the company to Compaq, and his share was a cool $22 million. So he was a young Silicon Valley millionaire. The second venture came in 1999, X.com. What Musk was thinking about was about converting the normal banking system to be internet kind of banking or online banking system. So he came up with a platform that could accept payments, make payments with X.com, an online payment company he envisioned as a financial revolution. But the path was anything but smooth. X.com was beset with technical challenges, fires, competitors, and grueling struggle to define its identity. Yet, again, Musk clung to his vision, working relentlessly to turn a fledgling payment system into something the world had never seen before. Soon, X.com evolved into PayPal, the pioneering online payment platform that would revolutionize e-commerce. And as with Zip2 before, Musk faced intense pressure from investors and executives who questioned his leadership. Something very interesting happened. In January 2000, Elon Musk married his college sweetheart, Justine. He had promised her the world, and with the sale of Zip2 behind him, he had the means to deliver. But even then, Musk's drive left no room for rest or celebration. So there was marriage, but there was no honeymoon. There was only X.com, the startup into which he poured almost every dollar he had, taking risks that few would dare. Musk believed that he was on the verge of something seismic, a revolution that would reshape the entire financial landscape. After months of sleepless nights and relentless work, Musk finally planned a long overdue honeymoon that September 2000. For once, he thought he could leave X.com in the hands of his team, allowing himself a rare moment of peace. But unknown to him, a plot was being hatched against him. His colleagues were planning a boardroom coup on his honeymoon night. So Musk was pushed out as CEO in September 2000. That was the infamous PayPal Mafia. He took the hit and refocused, determined to use the lessons learned as fuel for his next endeavor. So they sold PayPal to eBay. Elon Musk was the biggest shareholder, and he made around $180 million. But more importantly, it gave him a kind of blueprint, a way to take massive risks, to wield vision and technology in tandem, to redefine entire industries. And this is where we learn lesson number 2. To grow a business successful, big ideas need to be balanced with teamwork and flexibility. For an entrepreneur, having a bold vision is crucial, but it's just as important to keep the team aligned and to stay flexible. Imagine you're launching a new tech product and you have a groundbreaking idea that could transform the market. However, as the business grows, your team starts raising concerns about technical risks, customer needs, some loopholes that you're not seeing that might shift the focus. Ignoring these concerns can lead to burnout or missteps that slows progress. Instead, work with your team. Adjust your approach when necessary. Allow their expertise to guide your big vision forward. When everyone is on the same page and you're willing to adapt, your business is far more likely to grow successfully. After getting money from his first 2 startups, he started thinking about space. And by now, you've realized something, that he likes X, the letter X or something. As SpaceX evolved, Its breakthrough drew global attention, most notably with the launch of Crew Dragon, which successfully carried astronauts to the International Space Station, a feat that only government-funded agencies had achieved before. When Crew Dragon launched, Musk's excitement was palpable. He understood that this wasn't just another mission. It was a seismic shift in how humanity saw in relationship with space. Around the world, headlines heralded the new era Musk had ushered us into, a future where private companies, not just nations, would carry humanity into cosmos. By developing reusable rockets and reducing cost, Musk forced the world to reconsider who could explore space and at what price. Leading us to lesson number 3. First principles thinking. A concept championed by Elon Musk is a powerful approach to problem solving that involves breaking down complex challenges to their most basic fundamental truths and then building solutions from the ground upwards, free from assumptions or established norms that you might have had before. Instead of reasoning by analogy, where you rely on what others have already done, first principles require that you question everything and reconstruct the problem from scratch. In the case of SpaceX, Musk applied first principle thinking to the problem of space travel, which at the time was dominated by high cost and reliance on outdated technology. Most experts believed that space exploration was simply too expensive, and the best option was to work within the existing structure of government-run space programs or expensive private contractors. But Musk didn't accept this as the only way. He broke the problem down. The cost of rockets was largely driven by the fact that they were built to be used only once. From first principles, he realized that if rockets could be reused, the cost would dramatically decrease. This radical thinking led to the development of the Falcon 9, a reusable rocket, which revolutionized space travel and dramatically lowered the cost of launching payloads into space. Musk didn't just accept the status quo. He asked, why are rockets so expensive? What are the core components and materials that make them costly? And how can we rethink the entire process? This approach of breaking down assumptions and rebuilding from first principle allowed him to challenge industry norms and create innovations that others deemed impossible. As an entrepreneur, the next challenge that you face, break it down. Don't work it around the assumptions that you already know or the norms that have already been laid out. Break it down, strip it down, and you'll come up with better solutions. For entrepreneurs, this method encourages you to push beyond conventional thinking, question every assumption, and develop unique solutions that can disrupt industries. By focusing on the fundamental truths on your business challenges, you can identify opportunities that others might miss. Whether you are tackling high startup costs, inefficient processes, or market barriers, first principle thinking helps you build a more innovative and efficient path forward. Elon Musk's vision for advancing humanity is nothing less than transformative. He described it as an urgent need to create a future where civilization is resilient, sustainable, and unbounded by Earth's limits. For Musk, this begins with sustainable energy. His dedication is intensely personal, and though he is shouldering the weight of future generations, knowing the stakes are too high to wait, This urgency drives his tireless work ethic, his notoriously high standards, and his willingness to plunge his fortune into ventures that would make most investors hesitate. Then Tesla. It's important to understand that unlike the other three companies or the other companies that we shall talk about, it is not Elon Musk who founded Tesla. He joined Tesla and became one of its biggest investors. So he joined back in 2004. But after becoming a very big investor in it and revolutionizing it with his ideas, he became the CEO. So as he often says, if we do not solve the environmental sustainability crisis, we are screwed, underscoring his deep-seated fear that reliance on fossil fuels will lead to irreversible damage on Earth. Tesla, then, is more than a car company. So that is something we should note. Most of us, or rather, the way we present Tesla is a car company. But it's a way to catalyze a shift in consciousness around energy consumption. And Musk's work on electric vehicles, solar power, and battery technology all reflect his refusal to accept the status quo. So the whole purpose of Tesla is to help us revolutionize the whole idea that we can stop using fossil fuels and start using renewable energy towards the future. Tesla's Model S, unveiled in 2012, took this vision even further. With its elegant design, long range, and impressive performance, the Model S stunned critics and won accolades, even earning Motor Trade's 2013 Car of the Year. The media buzzed with excitement, and Tesla's stock surged as investors began to believe that Musk was onto something big. Cinematic visuals of the Model S gliding silently down the highway and zipping along the curving mountain roads became emblematic of Musk's dream, a future where clean energy and luxury were not just compatible but intertwined. As Tesla continued to break barriers with the Model X and Model 3, Musk's vision gained unstoppable momentum. These milestones helped drive Tesla's stock to record heights, culminating in the company's addition to the S&P 500 in 2020, a moment of validation that was once thought impossible. And this leads us to lesson number 4. Commonality of purpose. This means a singular mission-driven focus that aligns everyone to the organization's mission and vision. For Kenyan entrepreneurs, creating a commonality of purpose within an organization can be a powerful growth tool. First, establish a unifying vision that everyone can rally around. Like how M-Kopa's goal to provide affordable solar energy is a driving force behind its work. This shared mission ensures that every employee understands how their efforts contribute to a larger cause. Second, set clear, bold goals, such as achieving a certain number of new customers or expanding into new regions, and empower teams to take ownership of these goals. Much like fast growth of Safaricom M-Pesa, which has revolutionized mobile payments in Kenya. Third, foster a culture of accountability and resilience by aligning the organization's values with the shared purpose, even when faced with challenges. An example is how local businesses like Trigger Foods have weathered tough economic conditions through a strong sense of purpose, improving supply chains for fresh produce. Finally, encourage purpose-driven innovation, where every new initiative is linked to advancing the mission, as seen in tech hubs like Nairobi's iHub, where developers create products with the aim of solving social and economic challenges. By making purpose central to your business, you create a strong, innovative, and resilient organization that can grow sustainably. SolarCity was founded in 2006 by Musk's cousins, Elon Musk as the chairman. Its purpose was a solar energy service provider aimed at popularizing solar energy solutions. Remember, he has this thing for renewable energy. So when his cousins formed SolarCity, he gladly joined, and later SolarCity was acquired by Tesla in 2016 and integrated as part of Tesla Energy. Elon Musk's vision for SolarCity was driven by his belief that sustainable energy was not just a moral imperative, but the key to securing the future of humanity. In interviews, Musk often described his drive for SolarCity as part of his larger mission to make life multiplanetary. Earth needed to become a sustainable planet first. He once said, "The goal is to make solar power as ubiquitous as a car, but much more powerful, and ultimately be the world's largest producer of solar energy." Musk's single-minded focus on SolarCity was rooted on his understanding that energy, clean, renewable energy, was essential for the long-term survival of humanity, and he saw an opportunity not only to revolutionize an industry, but to accelerate the global transition to a more sustainable future. Despite challenges in scaling the business and skepticism from some corners, Musk remained relentless, driven by his conviction that success in this field could shape the future of civilization itself. And we get to lesson number 5. Elevate family members with business opportunities, not handouts. Elevating family members with business opportunities can be a powerful strategy for building both a successful business and a strong supportive team. Elon Musk's relationship with his cousin Lyndon Rive offers a great example of this approach. In 2006, when Musk was focused on his goal of transforming the world with renewable energy, he saw an opportunity to not only advance his vision, but also to include his family in the mission, and invited Lyndon and his brother Peter to join him, and that is where SolarCity came in, a company focused on providing solar energy systems to homeowners and businesses. Musk's decision wasn't just about family loyalty. It was also about recognizing the unique strengths each person brought to the table. Lyndon Rive had a background in business and had previously started a company that sold web hosting services. Musk understood that Lyndon's entrepreneurial drive and skills could be pivotal in helping SolarCity to thrive. This was more than just handing over opportunities to family. It was about trust, collaboration, and the idea that elevating your close circle can be a powerful way to align personal values and professional goals. For entrepreneurs, this example shows that when you bring family into your business, it's important to do so with purpose. Elevate their role by leveraging their strengths, creating an environment of trust, and ensuring they understand the mission. By doing so, you're not only strengthening your business, but also building a team that shares your long-term vision. It's about creating a synergy where everyone feels invested and empowered to contribute to something bigger than themselves. Then there is Neuralink. Neuralink was formed in 2016. The company's mission is to develop high bandwidth implantable brain-machine interfaces, which is nothing short of groundbreaking. For Musk, the integration of human minds with advanced technology is a critical step towards enhancing our cognitive abilities, preserving our autonomy, and ensuring that AI remains a tool in our service, not our overlord. Again, Neuralink. We've watched movies whereby chips are implanted into people and we're able to control objects or robots using our minds. But it's also used for medical services, because if maybe you have neurons that are not working or you're sick, Elon Musk has a solution using this company, Neuralink. Neuralink, however, is more than just a solution for keeping up with artificial intelligence. It's about revolutionizing medicine and safety. Musk envisions a future where brain implant can restore lost functions, such as memory, sight, or motor skills, helping those with neurological disorders like Alzheimer's, paralysis, or spinal cord injuries. The promise of Neuralink, Musk says, is not just that we can improve the quality of life for those who are suffering, but that we can give them the ability to interact with the world in ways they've never imagined. This mission extends to the realm of robotics, where he sees the potential for controlling devices, prosthetics, even robotic limbs, directly with thoughts. As he has shared in interviews, the goal is to make brain-machine interfaces as seamless and integrated as smartphones. They must feel like an extension of the human body, natural and intuitive. Then, this company. At first, you might have read it as boring company, that is boring, but it's actually, sounds the same, boring and boring, but it means to, dig through the ground to make way underground. Boring company, which was again formed in 2016. Must have meant 2016 was a busy year for Elon Musk in forming groundbreaking companies. Musk, ever the disruptor, saw the gridlocked street of Los Angeles as a symbol of inefficiency and frustration. As he said, the traffic is a soul-crushing problem, and he was determined to fix it, even if it meant thinking far outside the box, in fact, underground. And that's where he came up with this radical solution, which was to build a network of underground tunnels that could carry vehicles at high speed bypassing the congestion above. Meaning at that point, there will be no congestions above, there will be high speeds below, and stems from his single-minded desire to solve one of the most pressing problems of modern cities: traffic. What began as a playful concept soon turned into a serious venture. Musk's unwavering focus on the project, despite skepticism from critics and city officials, reflected his core belief that technology can overcome even the most entrenched urban problems. The idea is to dig tunnels to solve traffic, he said. And though the answer was that simple, many people didn't see it as realistic. For him, the boring company was not just about creating a new transportation system. It was about transforming cities and making life more efficient, a continuation of his broader goal to innovate, disrupt, and challenge the status quo. Then Starlink, established in 2019, and I should add, it is under SpaceX. We already know Starlink from its entry in Kenya, and it's part of SpaceX. And as we have already seen, SpaceX is about rockets. So how is it connected? Starlink are satellites that have internet capacity. So Elon Musk uses the SpaceX company, the rocket, to launch satellites to orbit so that they can now transmit the internet back to Earth. The idea behind Starlink is simple, yet very ambitious: to create a constellation of satellites in low Earth orbit, delivering reliable and fast internet to the remotest corners of the globe, places where traditional infrastructure is too expensive or simply doesn't exist. He believes that by doing so, Starlink will not only connect people, but empower them. Most striking about Musk's commitment to Starlink is his focus on technology integration. He doesn't just want to put satellites in the sky, he wants to merge Starlink with his other ventures like SpaceX, Tesla, and even Neuralink to create a seamless, interconnected future. He describes it as a network of networks, one that enables everything from autonomous driving to global communication, all tied together in one vast technological ecosystem. As Musk has said, the goal with Starlink is not just to provide the internet, but to create a system that can help improve life for all humanity. In interviews, his excitement is palpable, and his belief in the project borders on the personal. Starlink, for him, isn't just another business. It's part of his mission to create a future where humanity is not limited by geography or technology. As the satellites launch into the sky, Musk's vision takes form. A world united, not divided by digital barriers, in the global community powered by connections. He acquired Twitter in 2022, which we know it's an old company that had been there for a long time, with its iconic blue bird. People used to make tweets and retweets. I don't know whether now we do X's and XSS. I don't know. Renaming the platform X was Elon Musk's first dramatic step in reimagining Twitter. It was like he had gotten his X back. Remember the X.com that he had in 1999? The domain he had purchased back from PayPal in 2017. Now he had a place to put it. He spoke openly about transforming Twitter into an everything app, a multifunctional platform for communication, for payments, and more, inspired by earlier version with X.com. Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter in 2022 was as audacious and unconventional as the man himself, driven by his long-standing commitment to free speech and his belief that social media should serve as a global town square. The journey began with a single tweet, hinting at the need for change, sparking wild speculation that Musk, already helming Tesla and SpaceX, was eyeing Twitter as his next venture. When he purchased a massive stake in the company, then moved to acquire it outright for $44 billion, the tech world was stunned. Musk claimed he was motivated by a vision to protect free speech and enable more open discourse through although some questioned whether his boldness might collide with Twitter's complex challenges around content moderation and misinformation. For Musk, Twitter was more than a social platform. It was an opportunity to champion transparency, restore user agency, even if it meant polarizing his audience. Now we get to lesson 6 from Elon Musk. Have an iron fist, but in a velvet glove. When building and growing an organization, one of the most effective leadership styles is often described as iron fists in a velvet glove. This phrase refers to balancing firm, decisive leadership with empathy and understanding. In business leadership, the iron fist in a velvet glove approach strikes a balance between firm authority and empathetic communication. A good example in Kenyan entrepreneur Michael Joseph, who led Safaricom to success. He set very high expectations for his team, demanding exceptional performance, but also showed deep care and personal commitment. For instance, he worked closely with his team to address challenges, ensuring that they were motivated by the company's long-term vision. Joseph made difficult decisions, such as pushing for innovations like M-Pesa, but he always engaged his team, ensuring they understood and were driven by the company's greater purpose. His leadership style proves that clear, tough decisions, coupled with strong support and vision, can drive a business to thrive. You don't need a bad leader. You don't need a soft leader. You need a firm leader who is empathetic. That is iron fist in a velvet glove. Now, before we go to chapter 2 and look at the disruptions that Elon Musk is making, I want to summarize chapter 1, and I will summarize it by way of our last lesson. So we are to have 7 lessons from this documentary, and this is our 7th lesson, which is also the summary to the chapter. Have a vision bigger than you. Elon Musk's life and entrepreneurial journey has been defined by 3 core mission pillars: exploring Mars, renewable energy for Earth, and safe robots. Musk's 3 core missions, as I've said, exploring Mars, advancing renewable energy, and developing safe artificial intelligence, are not just business goals but global challenges. His unwavering commitment to these lofty objectives, despite numerous setbacks, shows that having vision that transcends personal gain inspires teams, attracts investors, and changes industries. To Kenyan entrepreneurs, having a vision bigger than yourself is key to building something that truly lasts and makes an impact. Your vision should go beyond just making profits. In Kenya, we have pressing challenges, whether it's affordable housing, whether it's renewable energy solutions, or enhancing financial inclusion, and these present huge opportunities for innovation. When you create business with a vision that seeks to address societal needs, you not only set yourself up for long-term success, but you also inspire others to join your cause. Your mission should be bigger than just building wealth. It should focus on solving real problems and making life better for your community. This kind of vision attracts customers, investors, and talented teams, all motivated by the belief that they are contributing to something greater than themselves and greater than that business. This is JephKafka TV. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your subscription. See you in chapter 2.
This is JephKafka TV.